Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Saturday, November 19th, 2022, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $, ORION, NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got AEW Full Gear 2022 pay-per-view, live reactions, watch party with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. I'm really fucking excited. The card looks very good. A potential 8 matches out of 10 could really hit right at the top. There's 2 that look like they could be average or below average, but if you look at a card and 8 out of 10 look like they could be above average, good, or steal the show, hey, that's why your boy's here. I'm going to be watching USC and UCLA on the TV. We're going to do this watch party. And then when we get a little bit closer towards the end of the pay-per-view, the Duck game against Utah in Eugene starts at 7:30. So I will cut away at, a little bit before, probably around 7:15, give myself like 5 or 10 minutes to prep, do the Duck stream. And then we should be good and ready to go to watch the main event, which you see behind me with Moxley and MJF, if the pay-per-view goes 3 hours. Because like I said, the Duck game will start at 7:30. I'll watch that. I'll call that. But obviously, you're going to see me react to a lot of the matches tonight. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. And honestly, I was trying to debate. All right, they only have 4 pay-per-views. Right? They don't have one every month like WWE. Sometimes WWE has these filler pay-per-views that are just straight trash and booty-outs. Now, do I still watch them? Of course I do. But this one for $50, like I said, I'm only going to be ordering, 3 or 4 a year. If I don't order this and MJF becomes champ or CM Punk comes out or not being able to watch Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, who are my favorites, they obviously got suspended with the whole CM Punk scuffle. So, this is going to be interesting to be able to see with the full card. I'm definitely excited, and we're going to be here for the next few hours. I'll be recording from this until whenever it's done, 8 o'clock-ish, and then obviously we'll be doing the Duck game from 7:30, and it'll probably get over around 11-ish around that time. Go Ducks, and we'll see if it's going to be John Moxley or MJF. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And he's the best talker in the business. I grew up watching The Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan, and MJF currently right now. Yeah, we have other guys, like The Miz, who's pretty good, as a talker. There's no denying that. Jericho, but MJF is on a whole nother level. His promos get more views than actual matches. Think about that for a second. So I am excited, baby. Let's go. Sarah in the building, $10 in the building. What to do? Megan in the building. If I wanted to be petty and say, go Bruins, I could definitely do that, but I won't. We'll see what happens with this USC matchup. And I actually want you guys to win. Oregon State ended up beating Arizona State. They're 8-3. We got to get past, obviously Utah tonight, Oregon State in Corvallis, and then I'm hoping we play against USC in the Pac-12 championship game. Let's go. Your boy is here. Sarah with a $10 dono to get it started. And we're going to do this. And then I'll cover a little bit of this USC, UCLA, because I have it on, obviously. And then we'll be doing the Ducks. Let's go. $10 in donos. Let's get it, baby. Let's go. A freak. I was like, you know what? This one's too good, especially if I got Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, MJF, and Moxley. ROH championship. There's just too many good matches for me not to watch. So that is big facts. Go Bruins, 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 Bruins. Now that's something that you would say, Megan. You'd be saying that against my Ducks, against whoever I'm playing. But I'm not you, and I'm not going to do that. I'm rooting for you. I actually am rooting for the Trojans. Now, obviously, with the Bruins, they got a pretty good quality team. They are at home, and we will find out if the Travis Dye injury is going to be more substantial and bigger than maybe people anticipated. But even with the Travis Dye injury, I'm still rooting for USC. So I'm not like a lot of the other haters that are out there. You want the best teams to win. So that way that when it comes down to rankings, it's no longer whoever's the champ of the North and the champ of the South. Okay. It's not about the champ of the North, which would normally be Oregon, and the champ of the South, USC or Utah. It's whoever has the best record. So ultimately, if we lose, we might not even be playing against USC. It could be USC versus Utah. Two South teams in the Pac-12 South going against each other. Dorian Thompson Robinson for UCLA, Caleb Williams for USC. Should be a good one. They're announcing some of the announcers. Good old JR in the building. What to do? Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's all good. That's the difference between you and me. You can be petty, and you can root for your teams, and I can root for my teams, but I look at the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Just because a team is a rival doesn't mean that, you want them to necessarily lose. You have to look at the big picture to see, like, okay, if they keep winning and I keep winning and I beat them in the Pac-12 championship, it's going to mean more than rather the Ducks keep losing a shitload of games and then you play like, UCLA or Utah, the rivalry wouldn't be as big. Like, more people are going to be invested if it ends up being USC, Oregon, because people are going to want to see that matchup. They don't like us. We don't like them. We know they're good. They know we're good as well. You know what I mean? But no disrespect to UCLA, or Utah, but it is what it is. Let's go. And that's why I'm a fan of all 32 teams, and you have your favorites. You got your Seahawks, you got your Ravens, you got your USC. I love all the teams, so I'm built a little bit different. But, good luck. I hope you guys win, and I'm not being sarcastic. It's going to be tough. You got, Joel Klatt, Gus Johnson, the best announcers in college football calling the game. I got it on right here, and I am ready to go. Let's get it. Sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture, you know what I mean, when it comes down to things like that. AEW Full Gear, baby. $50. Let's go. Good luck. Good luck. It's going to be tough for your team and my team tonight. No guarantees that USC or Oregon wins the game, but it is what it is. Let's go. Sarah, do you want to watch this pay-per-view? You're my lead mod and I always take care of you. Do you want to watch this? I can send you some money if you want to be able to send it, and you don't necessarily have to pay me back. But like I said, this is going to be pretty big. And if you're going to be sitting here with me, during this, stretch, and obviously until tonight with the Duck game, we're going to be sitting here for the next 6 hours. You might as well try to watch it with me. All you got to do is create a Bleacher Report account. It doesn't take that long. You create the account. I can give you, I can send you money, if you want to be able to watch it, and then we can watch it together. It's your call. I wouldn't really do that for that many people, but I would do it for you if you want to watch it. So let me know. It's still early. I can send you money. You want me to send you money? I mean, think about that. If MJF becomes champ, do you really want to see it in a Twitter feed, or do you want to actually watch it live? 8 out of the 10 matches are good. That obviously, you're going to watch football instead. Are you sure? Because I got USC and UCLA here. If you change your mind, let me know. Because obviously, if you order it before the matches start, because I'll be watching USC, UCLA. We both can multitask. So let me know if you change your mind. I don't know what my login is, though. Two people can, you sure? Okay. If you do change your mind, I will pay for you to watch it, or I could go into my login, and if you wanted to watch it there too, you let me know. All right, so we're starting it off on AEW Full Gear. Luchasaurus in the cage against Jungle Boy. I can't wait till he comes out. And I always think about his dad, Beverly Hills 90210, Luke Perry. Like I said, that was a show. I'm 40, so I didn't watch that or Melrose Place religiously. You know what I mean? But I watched it once in a while. Let's go. Love me some Jungle Boy. Just knowing that his dad's in heaven looking down and watching, and watching his son. And I remember watching Monday Night Raw, as a young kid, seeing Luke Perry with Jungle Boy in the front row. He already had dreams to be a professional wrestler, and I really wish that his dad was still alive to be able to watch him on this big stage. He's always going to be a fan favorite. Cool song, underdog. Kind of like Darby Allin. Just because you're small in stature doesn't mean that you don't got the big heart, baby. Let's go. So JT, I talked to Holly, this morning and this afternoon. She wanted to say that she apologizes. I think she's just really sick right now. She's going through a lot of stuff, physically and mentally. And I think just, getting a little kind of cranky and snappy, and she wanted me to pass along. She tried messaging you on Discord, but I think you blocked her. She's going to be in the stream at some point. She was going to take a break. I just want everyone to get along. You know what I mean? Like I said, sometimes there's going to be misunderstandings in the chat, right? Just because we can't be face to face. But she feels bad. She wanted to apologize, for kind of getting a little snappy. And like I said, no hard feelings. And hopefully you guys can make up because you guys are, big parts of the channel. She increases the vibe, tremendously here in the room. So hopefully you guys can be civil and get along. So just wanted to pass that along because I've been talked to her for about 30 minutes, about an hour ago and stuff. And I talked to her last night. So, like I said, we all try to get along. If anything, we try to eliminate the drama. So here we go. Now we got Jungle Boy on the cage. Oh, big drop kick to Jungle Boy to Luchasaurus into the corner. Awesome. They're starting off with a cage match.
It's amazing. What a blessing it is to be sitting here and seeing this kid after 3 years, how Jack Perry has evolved, how he has grown.
All right. And big kick to the face. High boot to Jungle Boy. Oh, this is going to be good. USC, UCLA 0-0. I'll be following that as well and giving updates. And then we got the Ducks coming on here after this USC, UCLA game. $10 in donos. Thank you. Appreciate you, Sarah. Thank you for getting it started. Let me know what you want to see. If there's an AEW wrestler, or wrestlers that you want to see at any given point, before the match or during or after, let me know. $10 holla. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, lots of good games. A lot of games. TCU and Michigan, sliding away with a victory, barely. TCU getting that kickoff with no timeouts left. I'm not sure if they're contender or a 100% pretender, but Michigan and TCU don't look very good. They look good, but if they play some of the elite teams, they might get fucking stomped. Ohio State, Michigan will be fun next week. Some Bryan Danielson and some Acclaimed. Okay. Chiefs and Angels in the building. What to do? Of course, man. I'm going to try to buy every single pay-per-view I can. If there's only going to be 4 a year, of course I want to be able to see if MJF wins the title. Young Bucks and Omega are back. That's worth it alone to me to be able to watch, MJF and Moxley, let alone the Young Bucks and Omega. And there's a few others. There's 8 matches out of the 10 that I'm excited about. There's just a couple of the female matches that are, I do want to see the, Saraya, versus Dr. Britt Baker. But the other ones, Tony Storm, the Nyla Rose, the Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, and I don't know, some of those ones, they look like they're kind of filler matches, No disrespect to the females, because I do like great female wrestling, but those two compared to Dr. Britt Baker and AKA Paige, Saraya, that one looks like it could, have some potential to it, building up the rivalry. USC 0, UCLA 0. We're watching right now Luchasaurus in the cage with Jungle Boy, face is bleeding profusely, looking like Ric Flair, cherry red, face bloody everywhere already. And this is match number 1. And Jungle Boy's just leaking blood, dripping everywhere. Wow. Normally you'll get that with like Stone Cold back in the day with the bloody face. Ric Flair, bloody face. I mean, we've seen quite a few wrestlers with a bloody face. Oh shit. He's trapped in between the ring and the ring apron and the cage. He kind of threw him in there like a kind of power bomb, bounced off the cage and slid down in between the kind of embankment area where the ring connects. And there's a little bit of space where the cage is. My goodness. Gary Smith Jr. or Gary Smith III Jr. for UCLA is injured. 3rd down and 7 in that. What's good, man? Me too. They're my favorite. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Would be crazy if MJF beats Jon Moxley, right? And there's a big celebration, and then CM Punk comes out. I think that would probably surprise everyone. I mean, some of us have an idea of where they could go storyline-wise, wrestling-wise, because, MJF was supposed to be probably next in line to fight, at that point against CM Punk. But when he got hurt, he had to give up the belt. So far, so good. I'm good, man. And we'll see if the Trojans win or the Bruins win. And we got Ducks in Utah. So I'm going to do this. And then once we get to a point where it's like maybe 15 minutes before the Duck game at 7:30, pay-per-view should have about 45 minutes left, like this main event. So I'm going to end the stream, start my Duck stream, and then obviously we'll watch the main event, Moxley, MJF. And then once that's over, we'll get into the Ducks, obviously with Utah, because that'll be going on after. So I'm just trying to be able to do a 2-for-1 today, even though it overlaps. This was too good for me to pass on. Too many good matches. So, I mean, even if he doesn't, I've seen he's calling like some kind of like imitation UFC. He's like one of the announcers. I've seen him on Twitter and whatnot. Now we got what? Christian Cage. Is he trying to come in, or is he trying to lock the cage? Now Christian Cage getting banned. Here we go, Jungle Boy. Oh. Now we got Jungle Boy going up the ramp. Face just bloody as shit already. Oh, Luchasaurus caught him. Oh, into the cage again. Damn.
Knows how many stitches he's going to need by the end of this thing. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Now look at this. Again, all legal, folks. No disqualification. I'm not supposed to say here, Ted. Hey, Diva.
Let's go, baby. So we'll be following USC and UCLA as well as this pay-per-view. And then once we get a little bit closer towards the end, before the main event, I'll cut this stream off, start the Ducks and the Utah stream. We'll watch the main event. Then we'll go into the Ducks. So it's going to be fun. I did. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, CJ Stroud could end up being the first pick in the draft over Bryce Young. It all depends. There's going to be a lot of teams, Raiders, Lions, at the top that are going to need a quarterback. And if they decide to move on from Carr, which is highly possible, but some of these teams are scraping by. Michigan, TCU. But we really do know, like Georgia, is the top dog. Ohio State looks pretty good, but if it ends up being Georgia, Ohio State, I don't know how Ohio State's going to win. I mean, they might be able to hang for like a quarter or two, but I just don't know if Georgia is on. I don't know if anyone can beat them this year. So, yeah, but there's going to be some good quarterbacks this year and next year in the NFL draft that'll change the landscape once we get rid of some of the old heads, Brady, Stafford, Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Once these guys are fully out of the league, then you're going to start to see more of the new wave. But Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, you're going to start seeing more of that. So Jalen Hurts, there's a lot of nice young talent that's out there. Josh Allen, even though he's kind of nursing that injury. We got robbed, that snow game. All right, we got Jungle Boy into the ropes. Big boot by Luchasaurus. Drop kick. Jungle Boy. Little drop kick. Kicks Luchasaurus to the outside of the ropes next to the cage. Drop kick into the cage. Still 0-0 USC UCLA. Paisley's in the other room. That was another reason where I was maybe not going to do this pay-per-view and just do the duck game. I don't like leaving her alone when I'm the only one, at home. But she's kind of just relaxing on the bed. So as long as I check up on her here and there, oh, he's bleeding like a motherfucker. Jungle Boy is just half of his face, his forehead is all bloody red there. Yeah, but they said the same thing about Justin Fields. And remember how that happened and how that worked out against Alabama. You can be really good, but there's a difference between Alabama really good, Georgia really good, and everyone else. So, you know what I mean? Remember that one? Everyone's like, oh, Justin Fields, Ohio State, they're pretty good, right? They could be undefeated, one loss going against they could be undefeated going against a one-loss Alabama or Georgia. But that doesn't mean shit when it comes to the Natty. It's who's got more NFL players. And that's really what it comes down to. And if Georgia and Bama got 50, and Ohio State's got 25, you can probably figure out who's going to win. So, but you never know. But highly unlikely anyone wins it other than an SEC team. So I it's Alabama, Georgia, and like I said, if there's a team that's next up, it's always Ohio State. Oh, destroyer. 1.5 count. Oh, chair shot. Side of the chair to Luchasaurus's face. Oh! 2. Jungle Boy did the Christian Cage's finisher to Luchasaurus on the chair. This is a good way to start out the pay-per-view. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Hopefully you got a chance to order the pay-per-view. Yeah, well, it's more than just donating to the channel. You know what I mean? She brings good vibe, and everyone's human, man. Everyone gets to a point where stuff happens once in a while. When I'm doing the stream, it's up to you guys to get along with each other. If I'm doing a game or something, or if I'm doing a stream, I can't always facilitate everything. That's why we have mods and we have people. So. Yeah, definitely going to be a trap game if Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are coming back. Definitely going to be a trap game for the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are the best team in football. So I assume that, they're going to end up winning the game. So.
To his feet, you can see the legs of the chair. They exploded. They have fallen off. It's very rare to see that type of impact on a chair tap. No, exactly. And that stuff is dangerous while it's laying in the ring. All that metal, you can get gapped.
I mean, JT, if you want to be petty and cause problems, you don't have to be a part of this channel. I mean, it's pretty simple as that too. I do appreciate you. You know what I mean? But I can't have the pettiness in the channel. You know what I mean? Like. I appreciate that, your jokes. I appreciate the donos. But if there's going to be a fucking problem, between you and Holly or anybody else, you can always go somewhere else, bro. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Like, If you guys can all get along, cool. If not, you can definitely go somewhere else, bro. Just keeping it 100. You know, I don't want to have the arguments in here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't have a problem booting people from my channel, you know, temporarily, permanently, you know, and like I said, I don't feel that it's needed with you, but tread softly. You know what I mean? First down and 15. UCLA 0, USC 0. Yeah, but you don't necessarily need a Juju or McColl. You still got MVS and you got Kadarius Toney. So I think you'll be fine. And there's a good chance that MVS might get a touchdown. Kadarius Toney might get 1 or 2, or maybe Kelsey has a big day and maybe he gets 1, 2, or 3. So he wipes the blood off of his face. P1 Kev in the building. What to do?
It's rare that you see Luchasaurus crumble like that.
Oh, Jungle Boy DDT. Pile driver. Oh, 2. I did see that. Damn, the Gators suck, don't they? I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to say that in a mean way because I always try to watch Florida, but yeah, things are not going ideally well for them this year. Especially if you can't beat like Vanderbilt. That's not a good look. So people will probably get fired, even though you guys brought in new coaches this year. Shows you how important recruiting really is. But the Gators usually develop good NFL players. So at least you can hang your hat on that. Jungle Boy bringing out the table. Air Freak, that's a first, huh? I know Wisconsin usually doesn't make you too happy. And then the Bucks lost to the Sixers. I watched that game. And then Embiid with that cheap forearm shiver to Giannis's stomach. It was cheap. And he tried to act like he didn't do it. Oh, pile driver. Oh, he hung on. 1 pile driver. Oh, continuation move. 1, 2, 2.
Time that heart beats, JR, more blood leaves the head of Jack Perry. His minutes in this match are very limited. Just hope that Jack's.
This is awesome. Damn right. Starting it off with a cage match, you know, especially when this match could have been buried somewhere in the middle at some point. So, hey, Jack, go pay $50. Don't be cheap. Show the video. Get a job. Use your debit card. Don't be a cheap ass.
Once again, looking for the sleeper in the corner, trying to choke out Luchasaurus. Now, Luchasaurus fading toward the table.
I love it anytime there ends up being like a pay-per-view or something that, you know, UFC or AEW. Like, are people so fucking stupid that they don't realize that people can't do it? Because if you're not able to find it on the internet, then what would make you think that you're going to be able to find it somewhere? If no one is showing it, then what would make you think someone's going to be able to show it? There are copyright rules. And the same people always do the same fucking dumbass questions or dumbass comments. It's like, don't you think if people were allowed to show the NFL games or AEW pay-per-views or UFC, everyone would? Hello? Oh! Elbow drop. I don't know how much of the table that he got. You know, Jungle Boy's mom is looking very concerned there. He took most of the brunt on that. Got on top of the cage, did an elbow drop, and the side of his stomach hit the table more than the elbow. He tapped out.
awesome. It was a war, and it was a decisive victory for that man.
Let's go. Good way to start off the pay-per-view. Let's go. Let's go. Blinded Inside, Planet Earth. Where the fuck you from? Let's go. AEW Full Gear. Oh. Damn, Jungle Boy took the brunt of that. Now he's on the top of the cage. Yeah, me too. Still 0-0 UCLA USC. See, I got enough of the bullshit that I got to deal with, JT, day in and day out with other people coming in here. So, you know, if you appreciate the room and you appreciate the vibe, you know, sometimes you got to just be able to make up and, you know, move forward. You know, sometimes people have good days, they have bad days, you know, but usually people aren't going to be malicious if they're, you know, part of the Fanatic fam. So usually people aren't going to be assholes on purpose, you know, to the goats, to each other. So. Second down and 7, 0-0. USC is driving. Jungle Boy, so much blood. Oh, I bet you a bunch of people will. Are you kidding me? Just because people, you know, like, you know, WWE, that doesn't mean that they're not watching AEW. All right, good match so far. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, that was actually pretty good for like a match to start off the pay-per-view. I would say that's a good solid 8 or a 9. That was pretty good. Well, I mean, if you're going to be petty and you don't want to accept her apology and you want to make comments, you know, just because she donates heavy that she gets away with whatever she wants, that's obviously not true. You know what I mean? But if you're not willing to accept an apology from her, you know, good luck to you, bro. Good luck to you. You can always find somewhere else to go if you want to be that way. I mean, like I said, I'm fucking 40 years old. I don't got time for fucking little kid shit, man. I don't got time to fucking be babysitting in the fucking chat. You know, there might be a lot of other channels that can do that stuff. You're good, bro. As long as you can be normal about things, we're good. I like having you a part of the channel. Things are good. You know what I mean? Oh, they got the Lucha Bros and the Bastard Pac with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks match number 2. God damn, they're really going after it. After a fucking cage match, and they're not even waiting for that one to go later. I was hoping this one would be kind of a little bit later in the pay-per-view, but I'll take it. You know, she's, like I said, everyone's got bad days, bro. She's left the chat when I thought she was angry at me or Sarah. There's been like 2 instances, and I think you were here, both of those as well. You know, sometimes when people are on medication or they're not feeling well, you know, or they just got out of getting their teeth pulled or whatever the situation is, most of the time when people are sober, they're not going to act up or say anything, right? But if someone's sick, you know what I mean? If someone is on medication, it doesn't give them a right to argue or make drama, you know what I mean? But, you know, if someone's willing to apologize or whatever, you know, let her apologize to you if she wants to apologize, you know? But there's been a couple times where, you know, she was in here, everything was cool, and then she just left. And I didn't know if she was angry at me or someone in the chat or both. And we've had a couple instances like that. So, you know, things happen, man. And a lot of times when you're on a chat, shit gets misunderstood because, you know, you can't see, you know, pronunciation or sarcasm. You know what I mean? When you're in a chat, it's a chat. You can't see everyone's face and their expression on when they're typing something or saying something. So I just have to keep it real, bro. This is my full-time job. I have no other income. I have to grind it out. So I don't know. Like I said, normally we don't have these kind of issues, when I'm streaming. So I try to keep the vibe protected the most. And I'll be honest, I want to have both of you guys a part of the channel. You know what I mean? But I don't want it to be uncomfortable where one person can only be here and the other person can't, like when we had with, Mr. Williams and Sarah back in the day. Like I said, things can get kind of hairy and kind of, it can get kind of dicey sometimes. But as time passes, we are one big fanatic family, and that's what we got to realize. Yeah, but she's still going to apologize to you, whether you unblock her from the Discord or once she hops in or when you guys are both here, whenever that is. Plus, she is going through a lot of stuff, like mentally and physically. So that doesn't give an excuse to be mean to someone or snap at someone. You know what I mean? But I think we've all been there too, where we're sick or, we're going through some fucking tough times. And sometimes, the person on the opposite end of the conversation, they get the wrath when it's not deserved. So I think we've all been there. We've all been the guy or girl that has done it and also received it. So I just have to be straight up with everybody. You know what I mean? I'm going to have patience. You know what I mean? But the patience only goes so far. All right, here we go. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, baby. Let's go. The Elite. This is my favorite. Yes. Don't you cry no more. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Elite. Just for this match alone. There we go. Hey! Death Triangle and the Elite, baby.
Understandably, a very emotional return for Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. The men that were crowned the inaugural AEW World Trios Champions. I'm glad to see them back. Glad to see them back. They bring so much to the table. What they are going.
All right, here we go, baby.
One hell of a fight tonight, JR. That's exactly right. Can't overstate that enough.
God, I miss these guys. Wrestling is not the same without the Elite. You know what I mean? Especially if you're looking for something against Vince and Triple H, something other than WWE. And I always gravitated towards ECW and WCW more than WWF, even though I had a lot of memories of WWF for sure. Reflect, how are you? I'm watching UCLA and USC, just doing this pay-per-view. And then once we get almost to the end, I'm doing the Ducks game tonight. Ducks in Utah. So just wanted to kind of double dip. How are you, Reflect? What's good? Oh, Don Callis is back. Let's go. Well, I'm glad I ordered it. First match was actually pretty good. Not bad. Like a B, 8.5 was pretty good to start off. Not a 10 or anything, but, it made the Jungle Boy Luchasaurus match relevant, with the cage match instead of it doing it later, and maybe it wouldn't be as big of a pop So, I mean, they could have definitely started with this match first, but I think they just wanted to get the cage part out of the way. Yes, me too. Ready for some good football. USC, UCLA should be great. And hopefully we beat Utah. But I think Bo Nix is like a game time decision. Hopefully they pump him with some drugs and he gets out there. Shout out to the Beavers for winning today. 8-3. Big record. And we're going to have to go to Corvallis. So no guarantees we beat Utah, Beavers next week, or USC or Utah in the Pac-12 championship if we get there. But we'll see. Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Death Triangle. And I love the Lucha Bros. And Neville, a.k.a. the Bastard Pac, he's awesome. You know, he's kind of like Ricochet, another guy that's a high flyer that never got the respect. And, at least he gets to go here and we get to see him wrestle. One of the most underutilized talents of all time in WWE, Neville. They should have put some straps on him. One of the most athletic wrestlers I've ever seen, just like Ricochet, but sometimes you just have too much wrestlers and you don't know the talent that you see in front of you. That's facts. Oh, Undisputed Era.
So right there, trying to get Omega to lose his cool, spat right in the man's face.
So far, so good. I'm enjoying it.
Remember, in the very early days of AEW Dynamite, Pat and Kenny Omega had an amazing 30-minute Iron Man match. One of the most incredible matches we've had on Dynamite, and we've been on the air for over 3 years now.
All right, here we go. Give me some Nick or Matt Jackson. God, how long has it been for the Elite? We haven't seen them in. How long has it been, Sarah? Over a month since the CM Punk fight with the dog? Fuck, man. And like I said, if I have to choose between Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, or CM Punk, you know my answer. You know, we can tell CM Punk to go to hell. You know, if he wants to go back to WWE. Oh. Little backflip. Oh. And like I said, I'll try to buy every AEW pay-per-view. I mean, it's only $50, 4 times a year. It's not $50 every month until they get big enough and they have their own streaming platform, which they will at some point. And then hopefully they end up having a third show, you know, once they grow the roster bigger as well and they make Rampage better, maybe extend it by an hour and get some more wrestlers. Roundhouse kick. Oh, a kick for a kick. Oh, forearm for a forearm. Tag is made. Clothesline. Kick. Super kick. Okay. I like, there we go. I love it when they can do moves in sync. That's always awesome too. Oh, super kick blocked by the Young Bucks. Bang! Nice. Double super kicks to the Lucha Bros. Oh, Kenny Omega said, come get it. Bang! Super kick. The Bastard Pac. Let's go. 2 months. Jesus Christ. 2 month suspension with CM Punk. Fucking A, dude. And the ratings have been hurting a little bit. MJF, at least, you know, helped him keep him afloat, but you got to have Kenny and the Young Bucks on TV every week. They're just too good. And, you know, Kenny has been injured too, trying to rehab injuries. So it gives it more time for him to get healthy. But I'll tell you, if you go back and look at Kenny Omega's stuff from Japan, it's hard to deny the athleticism and just the entertainment value. Whoa! Nice thrown Hurricane Rana double team there. Nick and Mac Jackson. Drop kick. Pulls himself up. Go through his legs. Yeah! He's like, what is this? Yeah, what is that? Is that Coke? Coffee? Shit wasn't beer. He wasn't going to take a sip. He was like, well, what is this? At least hand him a beer, for Christ's sake, not some dark drink. But it was probably like Coca-Cola or something. All right, Kenny's got it. Oh, right in the knee. Shit. Right in the back of the head. Bastard Pac kicking Omega. Still 0-0. Bruins and Trojans. Ooh, stiff kick by the Bastard Pac. Can you imagine like how Sheamus punches and slaps, right? Like very stiff. That's what the Bastard Pac is doing to Kenny right now, just with the kicks to the back of the head. Pretty aggressive.
Some blood coming out of the middle of his face. Wow, this is it. Kenny got rocked right there. The cover, the far leg hooked.
2.
Someone must say they're trying to kill Kenny.
3rd down and 2. Get that first down, Bruins. First down. UCLA. Move the chains. Ooh, big chop on Kenny Omega. The Joker ring attire, me too. Yeah, my buddy Swaggy P bought me a box of AEW cards through Upper Deck. That was like a $150 box. And then we got a Lucha Bros, like, you know how they usually have cards that are autographed or they have like a piece of the jersey. I have one of the Lucha Bros piece of their clothes and one of the cards that I got. Not worth a whole lot, but still very cool. Probably worth like $20, 20, 25. Oh, with the bridge. Hit him again with the suplex. Hit him with the bridge. Hit him again. 3 in a row. A double. Double. Yeah. $50. Bleacher. I mean, if you end up getting it on one of the streaming sites, there's a good possibility it crashes. And I don't want to, take a chance on watching it on a site that's unreliable, or all of a sudden it just gets cut off. So I paid the $50. It's been worth it so far. Yeah, Lucha Bros are very entertaining. I mean, you could argue, we have the Acclaimed and you got Nick and Matt Jackson. There's a lot of good tag teams, but for me, like, Lucha Bros are one of the most exciting besides Nick and Matt Jackson. I mean, they never have bad matches. Always high flying, crazy, that Lucha style. No, through Bleacher. You don't buy it on YouTube. You have to go to Bleacher Report, sign up for an account that's free, and then you pay with your debit card or credit card, $50. It's on match number 2 right now. Ooh, big slap. Oh. Well, that'll get more people to buy the pay-per-view, especially if we haven't seen Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks in 2 months, instead of having them, come back on regular TV and do too much. So.
Jackson taking down. The running knee in the corner, followed up by the Gamangiri and the Bulldog. And Penta comes in. The right hand intercepted. Leapfrog up and over Ray Fenix. The Escalera.
Oh, shit. And that's the best part of Nick and Matt Jackson. They always do something that you haven't seen before. So. And if anyone's got Twitter, you want to do me a solid and like and retweet the stream, and we'll get more views that way, either through on Twitter or on here. Touchdown, Bruins. There we go. I know Megan's loving that. So what happens sometimes when you're too biased. UCLA's at home as well. Oh, Kenny over the top.
I mean, just to do that is insane. And landing your feet, shot it off.
Kenny doesn't look like he's lost a step after the injury. Obviously, having to prep and get ready, for 2 months. Everyone looks very good, very smooth. Holy shit. Ray Phoenix's head almost came off. Went to do a jumping DDT to the outside. Head got stuck on the apron. Motherfucker body went over his head and just stuck there. Holy shit. That was insane. And now they're both on the top rope. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Hurricane Rana to the outside. Wow. Well, she just likes to be able to root against whatever I'm doing. So, even if there's no reason. But you want the teams to win, the good teams to win, so that way we can, play against each other. It'll mean a lot more instead of Oregon keeps losing. If Oregon wins and, we can play USC in the Pac-12 championship, that's going to mean a lot more than them playing UCLA in the Pac-12 championship or Utah. I think more people would want to see Oregon USC than other matchups. Then you get the real bragging rights at that point. Yeah, that DDT was sick. Oh! Neck breaker.
Physically very, very strong. Powerful athlete, goes from 0 to 60 faster than anyone.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes comments are unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing something and someone, leaves a comment and it's not even their team, just so your team loses, or says something in a chat or on a post. It's like, it's unnecessary. Karma is real. So anyone that ends up being extra, good shit never happens. Now you got to have some humble pie once in a while. Oh! Oh, look at this. Oh! Triple tombstone. That was cool. That's another cool thing about the, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and the Elite. And obviously, it was an interception. Bruins. Let's go. Let me see this real quick. Caleb Williams, shotgun set. Stares down the receiver and throws it right to the linebacker. Thank you very much. Spank you very much, Bruins. Black Arrow. Uh-oh, Kenny. Get your foot on the rope, Kenny. Oh. Now chaos, everybody in the ring. Oh, shit. They got good hang time, both of them. Touchdown, Bruins. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, my. Oh, my. And just like that, all the bragging rights, all the shit talking. There's no guarantee Oregon wins the Pac-12, though. We might lose to Utah tonight and Oregon State next week. But USC has holes on defense, and they just got exposed. Touchdown, Bruins. 14-0. UCLA. Love it. All right, here we go. Kenny. Pick him up, Kenny. Got him. Two. I mean, UCLA could make the Pac-12 championship. Again, it's the best two teams with the best two records. It could be Oregon State, UCLA, USC, Utah, or Oregon. There's like 5 teams battling for 2 spots. But losing Travis Dye, that was big. Oh! Sling Blade. Another one. Another one. Penta. Yeah, I love the Joker costume. Oh, super kick, triple. Oh, reverse Hurricanrana. Oh, power bomb. V trigger. Two.
Credit where credit is due, Taz. You take a lot of punishment. You got there just in time. There's that hammer again.
Oh, he's got a hammer he pulled out of his shorts? What the fuck? Oh, super kick. Oh, boy pulled the hammer out of his tights. Oh! I just love the high risk from the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros. That's what makes wrestling exciting. Oh, shit! So many front flips, back flips. I mean, oh! V-trigger. One-winged angel, get him! Oh! Wow! The hammer did it, and he used it on Kenny, and they won. Wow, they didn't give him the trio belts. Well, that's a good surprise. I'm not sure if they're going to build the feud up, but just having Kenny and the Young Bucks back. But interesting. I think most people assume that the Elite would win the trio belts here tonight. Hit him in the head with a hammer, and that'll do it. And I don't mind when surprises happen. So, yeah, I can't count out the Huskies either. Exactly, and there's a chance that we lose both of those games. Oregon State looks pretty good, and Martinez, the running back, looks good, the freshman, and Utah beat USC. So yes, I totally agree. Apple Cup, dude, and everyone that has been on the channel, everyone's talking about Michael Penix Jr. now. Like, no one really knew who he was, and no one really does like Pac-12 games besides me on YouTube. So it's nice to be able to get some names out there, even when we lose, to show love to the rivals like the Huskies.
Championship is on the line. Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose. Let's take a look at this matchup.
I've given this company my blood, my sweat, and my tears.
Yeah, I don't really care about this. The Jade Cargill, Nyla Rose. This is a snooze fest. They didn't even have to put this on the card. So, yeah, good match, man. Yeah, solid 9 for sure. I mean, I'm not really sure what makes it a 10. But a good surprise for them to lose. $10. Let's get to a hundo. Let's do it. And like I said, we'll do the almost the full pay-per-view, but we'll still, follow this match, Moxley and MJF at the very end. I just have to make sure I put my thumbnail in and we get everything situated for the Duck game, because that was the main stream that I planned on doing today. This one was just like last second type of thing. So I do got a nice thumb for the game. I'll show you a preview. Sneak preview. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. And we'll be doing that here shortly. And I got to put my Duck jersey on. Coming out in the lowrider. Vicky Guerrero. Eddie loved lowriders. All right, so far the pay-per-view's been good. Yeah. And it's nothing against, the females in general, because if dudes, one-on-one and there's not a whole lot there, I mean, I'd be saying the same thing. There's always going to be a couple bathroom break matches for sure. Or that's when people are going to grab beer or snacks. Yes, I saw that. Crazy snow. Absolutely, they stay. We have too much history and pride. We're not going to bail out and go and leave like USC and UCLA for money. There's still good rivalries. Oregon State, Washington State. I don't know if that means bringing in Colorado State or Boise State, but those would probably be the ones that I would be looking at. We're trying to bring in like Boise State and maybe, Colorado State or something of that nature, Nevada. It's not going to be the same, but we're not leaving. We got enough money. We don't need a dip. I don't know what Jade Cargill is wearing here, or this outfit that she's got on. Is she trying to be like the sister Hulk Hogan? Like, it was just like a Hulk Hogan type of vibe. Like, I'm kind of confused on her ring attire. She looks like a She-Ra or like a sister version of Hulk Hogan. I'm very confused with this ring attire. She could have come up with anything better than this particular ring attire, but we'll see. Oh, for real. But the matchups will be cool. UCLA, Michigan as like a regular game. USC, Ohio State, a bowl game as a regular season game. Sign me up. That'll give them a chance to shine, or, they'll get their ass kicked. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But UCLA will probably be middle of the pack. USC will be in the top 3 with Ohio State and Michigan. So, all right, Jade Cargill, a couple slaps. Then Nyla Rose kind of looks like she's wearing some like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, in her costume. She looks like someone that should be in Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter with her costume today. 14-0 Bruins.
In the media, just appearing on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and now just sidestep as Nyla spills to the floor. Very well spoken.
I believe that was the record for snow in that Buffalo area. I don't know if you've seen Twitter or seen some of the videos. There's people snowboarding skiing, behind cars, but some places are, you can see it like 4 feet, 6 feet, 10 feet. Like, wow. I don't think we've ever had anything like that here. Yeah, me too. I think that maybe they're going to build an angle, maybe a feud. Or I'm not really sure where they're going with that, but I mean, obviously we knew that they were supposed to be the winners of the original belt, the Elite, but then the suspension happened. So maybe they want them to earn it again. And, they just came back. So maybe there's a reason why if Kenny's not 100% yet. So. Vicky Guerrero was wearing a Ripley t-shirt. I didn't even see it. I wasn't paying attention to her. Like wearing it as like support or wearing it to mock her? What kind of t-shirt was it? Was it like a meme t-shirt or was it like actually one of her merch t-shirts, Ripley's merch t-shirts? Looks like USC is about to score. Nyla Rose with the splash. 14-0 Bruins, second down and goal. Hopefully this match is just, 8 minutes or less. I feel bad for the ladies because they have been trying to build up this, but how many people are really invested in Nyla Rose? Touchdown, Caleb Williams, 14-6 Bruins. But Jade Cargill, even with Jade's like physique, she's kind of like raw as a wrestler. She's not very entertaining. She's muscular, but there's nothing about her that makes me want to watch a match of her, or Nyla Rose for that matter. So, I'm not saying I would watch paint dry instead of watching these two, but this isn't really worth being on the card. I'm your mommy t-shirt, really. Obviously, a little message to who's in the ring. Nyla Rose to Jade Cargill. I assume that's why she was wearing it. A message to Jade Cargill. This is something that's been getting under Jade's skin for weeks now. Is that Battle of the Belts 4, where Nyla Rose stole that TBS. Yeah, Athena, when she was in WWE, before her injury, she had at least high-flying stuff that you could get kind of invested in some of her matches. But like for these two, to ground and pound and just there's nothing really exciting for me. It's also like when you get guys like Brian Cage and Wardlow, like you either really like them, or Lance Archer, like you really like them, or you're not really that invested. Like you can have guys that have the big look, but you need to be able to show some athleticism besides punch, kick, leg drop, body slam, DDT pin. You know what I mean? You got to be able to show us a little more. Two. But so far, the pay-per-view has been good. So, P1 Kev, have you ordered every pay-per-view this year? I think I've ordered 3 out of the 4, and then one of them I wasn't able to do because girlfriend was bitching that I was working too much and whatnot. And then I had like 2 things that I was going to stream that day, like a football game or something and the pay-per-view, and wasn't able to do either one. But every pay-per-view is going to have, go to the bathroom match, go make a snack match, go check up on my dog match. Even if it was last woman standing or they had weapons or a cage, I don't know how many people are really invested in these two. So, yeah, I actually do almost every WWE pay-per-view. You just have to go and look at my library. I do record every day, so I haven't missed a stream since July 4th. if that tells you something. But I try to do every WWE pay-per-view, like every one. And there might be like a random, miscellaneous one, like the Saudi Arabia one, if it's at a weird time and I don't have access to the studio. But as long as it's on Saturday and Sunday and I have access, I'll try to do every WWE pay-per-view. I'm a fan of wrestling. So, WWF, ECW, WCW, WWE, AEW, NJPW, ROH, a little bit of everything. Stardom. Yeah, but I will do War Games for sure. I mean, shit, if I'm doing baseball, NASCAR, NBA, I'm going to be doing World Cup. I mean, wrestling is like my favorite thing besides football. So, I mean, I like baseball a lot. I love going to the Mariner games, and I'll watch a little Blazers. I love the Mariners. I love NASCAR, but it's always going to be wrestling and football for me as my favorites. NFL, college football, Oregon Ducks, wrestling. 2. Sometimes wrestling is my number 1, to be honest. Sometimes wrestling is my number 1, even over the NFL and college football sometimes. It just depends on the quality. But again, we're probably not going to match that quality of the Attitude Era or when it was, NWO versus DX. Like, I got to see the peak of wrestling, and I don't think it's ever going to be like that ever again. We had way too many superstars back then and legends. Trojans with a big gain. First down, Bruins. Nice gain by UCLA. 14-7 Bruins. Oh! Is it over? Well, that was 8 minutes too long. That's gonna suck. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if they recognize it. You know what I mean? As long as Jade Cargill has a belt, that's probably the only thing that she cares about. You know what I mean? But even Jade Cargill against Saraya, or Dr. Britt Baker, that's not a good match. There's not really anyone that's built like her. You know what I mean? She's like kind of like a Big Show. She's like so much bigger than everybody else. I don't know if she's dressed up as a Thundercat. Is that what her makeup is? She's a Thundercat. Is that what it is? Yeah, I guess so. It's a Thundercat. She dressed up as a Thundercat. I didn't see the logo on her chest there. So here we go. Bryan Danielson, Jericho, Claudio Castagnoli, and Sammy Guevara. Man versus man versus man versus man for the ROH title. This should be good.
Jericho's driven, there's no honor in his ROH. The Ring of Jericho era.
We got to change the background. We got to do it for each match here.
And crystallize the meaning of your life. These moments, they don't come very often. This is a chance to save something that deserves to be treasured.
At the four-way match for the Ring of Honor Championship.
And this next match, I like all 4 of these guys. All 4 of these guys are athletic. They're fun to watch. I mean, Cesaro is probably the strongest wrestler pound for pound. Jericho is one of the biggest legends that's been in every federation, using WWF, ECW, WCW. He's been WWE, AEW. I mean, he's been everywhere. And even though he doesn't have the body as a guy that's on steroids anymore, as far as the talker and being like the face of a faction, like a Hogan later on in his career, I still love Jericho, and he's still got the best theme song in wrestling in Judas. So we got Bryan Danielson, probably the best short, underrated guy that kind of gets shit on all the time, but finally got some love and is much over with the fans, not just with the yes movement. And then Claudio, and then Sammy Guevara. He's very athletic. I think Claudio needs to change his music, though. This is too, like, Nintendo-ish for me, and it's not like FTR Nintendo sounding where it sounds cool. This is, like, too, like, nerdy. It's, like, too face, too nerdy. I need to see something a little bit darker from Claudio. I want him to be more heel. Yeah, Thundercats. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Hernandez, 36 homers average last 3 years, but it's only a 1-year rental. So hopefully he loves Julio, and then we can re-sign him if he hits 30 homers or plus more for us, and we can keep it moving. But it is only a 1-year rental, but we didn't give up very much. Thank you, Reflect. All right, let me get some pictures up. What do you want to see for pictures? I still owe Sarah. Let me get some Brian Danielson up here. What else do you want to see, Sarah, from your dono earlier? Brian Danielson and who? It could be someone from this match, if you'd like. Thank you, Reflect. Appreciate you. And in about an hour from now, we'll end this stream, and then we'll start the Duck stream, and I'll still continue to watch the last match from this pay-per-view, and then we'll do the Ducks. So, yes, thank you so much. 15. Let's get to a hundo. Yeah, but with Sammy, it's just the Ty Conti, PDA stuff. But if you actually look at his talent as a wrestler, he's actually one of the most talented young wrestlers in the business. He definitely is a heel. I think they should have not created the Jericho Appreciation Society. They should have kept it as the Inner Circle. I thought the Inner Circle was one of the best factions we've seen since like the Shield or Undisputed Era. The Acclaimed. Okay, I got you. Benintendi. Okay, thank you.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this young man walks out of the Ring of Honor World Champion. I think a lot of people are sleeping on things.
There we go. Best theme song in wrestling. Not even close. Especially when everyone sings it everywhere. One away. Jericho! What have I become? Push them all the way. It's in my mind. Left for me to say. My life. I become it. Becoming. Judas in my mind. I become it. I become it. Judas in my mind. Let's go.
Four-way match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Something that's, I guess, quite common. The inaugural championship was determined in a four-way match, and over the years, defended in 14.
I'm not sure if Mariner fans really want Benintendi, but we'll take any talent that we can get. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Brian's in the building. What do you do? Yeah, but somebody's got to be a heel, And then Andrade got suspended, and Eddie Kingston has got suspended. So sometimes those rivalries get pretty heated, because Sammy's a shit talker. Of course, if you're like friends with Jericho, then you probably think you can get away with anything. You know what I mean? Like if that's your boy, and Jericho's like one of the biggest shit talkers on planet Earth. So, but he does it, when he needs to do it. He doesn't have to do it like 24/7. I think Sammy kind of takes that personality outside of the ring. And that's where it gets him in trouble with some of the other wrestlers in the back, that cocky attitude. You know, everyone knows he's uber talented as a wrestler, but yeah, he's definitely not making a whole lot of friends, especially with some of the other Latino, wrestlers that are back there too, that have Mexican heritage. They don't want to beat the fuck out of him. So Brian, did you lose money today? Oh, Brian Danielson, let's go.
Jericho and Danielson going at it here. And we think back to Jericho and Danielson in Toronto. Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
What a match that was. Jericho had a little turn under the fingernails to win that bout. Most certainly. I mean, even before that, and all the way back at Double or Nothing earlier this year, the Anarchy in the Arena match, it was Chris Jericho and Jake Hager that had the.
All right, we got Jericho
around the throat of Brian Danielson.
and Brian Danielson in the ring.
Out of the ring for months. That's at the hands of that man right there, the Ocho. Sometimes called the Wizard, Chris Jericho. He's been called a lot of things. Some we won't repeat on television. You can't say the things I said to my wife about Jericho.
Oh, big chop by Danielson. Legends, man. Like pretty soon down the road when Brian Danielson and Jericho are no longer wrestling, I mean, it's going to be kind of like the Brady, Matthew Stafford, and, a lot of these guys that we grew up watching for years and years. Some of these guys will keep going for another 10 or 15, as they get older. But Jericho's kind of on his last, probably last 5 to 10 years, I would assume, with the wrestling business. 14-7 Bruins. Trojans with a long field goal, 44-yarder left side of the hash. Kick is up. It's long enough, and it's good. 14-10 Bruins. Yeah. But if you actually watch college football from year to year, this always happens right around Thanksgiving, where you're going to have elite teams struggle against shitty teams, but a win is a win. Whether it's TCU or Michigan, you're finding a way to win. And sometimes if you win by one, that's really all that matters. You're finding a way to get the job done. So.
You mentioned the word strength. Avenge Claudio. There we go. McDaniel's you gotta love this. Wow.
Johnny just sent me. Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Better than Claudio, I can tell you. A big one coming. Wind up and now. Chuchi Katami. Great job on that counter. That armbar. Remember the way he's locking the hands, breaking, making sure that arm's not hyperextended.
All right, I got a thumb made for the Chiefs and the Chargers. So hopefully we can make some money tonight and tomorrow, or tonight and later tonight, to make up for the $50 on this pay-per-view and the $35 for the thumb.
We might have a new champion here. That's the idea. Yeah. Well, the Jericho there. Right on time, Jericho had to come in with a big.
Some wrestlers can go, for 5 years to 10 years. Some guys can go for 20 to 30. It really just depends on how active they are. So.
Yes, there is, and that's a good point, Ryan. But the thing is, though, once you see someone maybe go for a cover or submission, you got to interject, and that's what Chris did. That's good. Now Jericho has. And the teamwork there by Danielson and Claudio. Blackjack. And they hang on, both men, with a single leg crab.
I'll show you. He sent me a fake thumbnail.
That's a great question.
Oh.
Yeah, is this what Chris Jericho had in mind when he said Sammy Guevara was going to do the right thing, win the match? Yeah, that's the bottom line. Sammy's wife would be very pissed if he doesn't leave here. The winner's here in the first. Guess we were wrong. I mean, Chris looks proud of Sammy. He did bail him out of that crowd.
So this was the original thumbnail that he sent me. Chargers versus the Chiefs. But he's like, well, the Chargers beat themselves all the time. So I was like, oh, shit. Too bad I can't use this. Herbert versus Herbert. Chargers versus Chargers. It is true, man. They always get hurt or they always have bad coaching. It's so true. And then he gave me my real one, which is fire. And then here's tomorrow's. Boom. Chiefs and Chargers tomorrow. Looking good.
You see Danielson trying to kick those legs, trying to alter the grip of Sammy and Jericho, but unsuccessful.
Chargers do beat themselves, but even with that being said, Chargers could still make the playoffs and beat a team. They're probably not going to go to the Super Bowl, but they're good enough to win a game in the playoffs if they get in. Just like the Dolphins are good enough to win a game and the Titans are good enough to win a game.
Decade ago, suffered a detached retina, was out of action for months, and that was what Sammy Guevara started targeting.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think so. The MVS and Kadarius Toney and Kelsey are going to be heavily targeted, and maybe Jerick McKinnon, you'll get involved. And the only person that might not get as many looks is Sky Moore because he kind of fell down the depth chart, but maybe he'll move up a little bit. They don't have a choice now, but lots of Kelsey, lots of Jerick McKinnon. Not sure about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He kind of went down the depth chart. Pacheco will get some more looks, but McKinnon will be active in the passing game with MVS and Toney and Kelsey. So I assume the Chiefs will win. 14-10. Bruins. Ooh, big chop by Sammy.
The aggression he needs to walk home a world champion. Jericho and Sammy working very well together here. And now Sammy sent into the corner of Danielson.
Yeah, they should have never broke up Inner Circle. That was stupid. Danielson with the counter, going one on two. UCLA about to score again. Told you, man, I'm not going to be right about everything. You know what I mean? But I have a good gauge on when I watch the film and I read the articles, just because I'm more in tune with the beat writers, and I just didn't see it. It was a project guy that they drafted, and you assumed he was going to be the player on LSU, but you're not using him the same way that LSU used him. You're not using him in the passing game or using him outside. You're just running him up the middle, and he's not that fast. And his vision isn't very good. He just needs to plant and go downhill. Sometimes too much dancing like Zeke. That's why Pollard is better and Pacheco sees the field better. Even McKinnon does. So you can be a smaller running back and it might not be ideal to some, but as long as you're getting first downs, who cares? If McKinnon's getting the first downs or Pacheco, they're better running backs than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He is an RB2, unfortunately. Had a fumbling problem. Can he bounce back? Yeah, but touchdown Bruins! Woo! Yeah, one of the teams that's not very good. I mean, there's good teams in the Pac-12. We got about 5 or 6. Oregon State, Washington, USC, UCLA, Utah. So there's about six good ones, a couple average, and then a couple below average. I love seeing the Bruins beat USC. Love it. Extra point is up, and it's good. 21-10, baby. Jericho got out of the giant swing. Oh, she was here earlier. She went to watch the game and is enjoying every minute of it, I bet. I mean, I'm gonna do the Duck game here in an hour, so this stream will be turned off, and I'll continue to watch the end of this pay-per-view, and then I'll call the Duck game. So, I mean, if the USC loses, we might not see her tonight. So, I try not to get angry, when my teams lose and overreact. It's just not a healthy way to live. That's not healthy to be biased and to be overly extra and talk shit on social media to everyone else. It's always better to be humble. Some you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. South Carolina beating Tennessee. Ooh. What quarter? Is that second quarter or third quarter? Good boot. Two. Yeah, but I think you do have the ability to control what you say to people, about your team and your players, and what you do on social media. If you're one of those people that is always talking shit to everybody on how great your team is, and being extra and arguing with people, and not being able to take criticism, what I mean? That's true. You're going to live a tough life because, like I said, you're going to get worked up on everything. So. I mean, it's one thing to be able to talk about things that are going on in your own house, but what you do on social media and what you say, that really, it never works out for the people that are overly extra, about their teams, because then they end up losing and then they don't know how to handle it. Oh, shit. Good suplex by Claudio. Oh, Claudio doing a sharpshooter. 21-10 Bruins. Yeah, he got hurt in the first half. So Michigan's chances of being a good football team are going out the window if he's out. He tried coming back in the second half, but couldn't. So. Hey, fuck you. Get out of here. 21-10 Bruins. Ooh, big super kick. Good pay-per-view so far. Not bad. I'd probably give it an 8 so far. Pretty good.
Keep the match rolling, so extends your opportunities to win.
I'm so happy I just don't let anybody come into the room. You know what I mean? Like, you get those bigger YouTubers that just will accept anybody, as long as they're getting a view or a sub, they don't have any moral scope on the chat and the mods and what they have to go through. They're like, well, if they come in and they like the channel and sub and comment, then it's good enough. But yeah, GTH. Yeah, but I'll protect the vibe at all costs. Oh, shooting star press on Jericho. 1, 2. USC with a big gain. First down, Trojans. Down 21-10, 3 minutes left in the second.
Let's take a look here at Guevara, so athletic. Oh my God. But give credit to Chris Jericho to hang on to his title, to have the toughness and tenacity to kick out of that. This incredible
Yeah.
match.
I don't know. I just think of the sports, people love to talk shit, but like a lot of the younger Eagle fans, when they were undefeated, talking shit, making TikToks and, a bunch of fucking, shit talking videos. Then as soon as they got their ass kicked by Washington, fucking quiet as fuck. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you got to get fucking punched in the mouth to shut the fuck up, and just like let the games come. If people have criticism, let them have it. If they think you've been playing easy teams, so be it. It's a long season, but anytime you get extra on social media, it always backfires. Like it never ends up working out long term, and then you end up looking like an asshole or like an idiot. I mean, if you're going to talk shit when they're good, you got to keep that same energy when you get your ass kicked, but most people don't. Oh, look at Claudio. Throw his ass out of the ring. Oh! Bryan Danielson, Cesaro, 2. Oh! Bryan Danielson almost tried to pull a fast one on Claudio. I mean, it's everyone versus everyone. Bryan Danielson deserves a belt like MJF. So I wonder if Bryan Danielson will get the belt because he's like next up for a belt. So I would assume that Bryan Danielson will win this. You would assume. I mean, that's where you would think they would go for ROH, but I think he should get the AEW championship, but obviously MJF is in line ahead of him. So
it's amazing what you can do when you have that ungodly and uncanny strength. Look at Claudio. I think he's trying to position Danielson for a power bomb, but Danielson rained down those.
Backslide. 2. Oh, big lariat. It's cool to see like teammates go against each other. 2.
Amazing exchange of near falls that we're witnessing here. The fans, the sold-out crowd here in the great state of New Jersey.
21-10 Bruins.
Moments ago, acknowledging the efforts. Shows you
USC's on the, what are they on, the 8-yard line? Touchdown, Bruins. Touchdown, Trojans. Austin Jones, the backup to Travis Dye. 21-16 Bruins. Little comeback for USC. Let's see if the Bruins can get another touchdown before halftime. Oh, Cesaro's got Bryan Danielson trying to do a vertical. Oh, what do we got here? Are they going to do a double Hurricane Rana? No. Oh, cutter. Sammy Guevara with a cutter on Cesaro. Goes up. Oh! Spanish fly. Oh! Bryan Danielson with the counter. Oh! Let's see if he taps. Here comes Jericho. Yeah, the Vanderbilt loss is horrible, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about to get around it. I mean, first time they've won since '88. Holy shit. Everyone's getting fired on Florida. Jericho's like, I'm old. You know that, right? Jericho get thrown into the outside. Oh! Cesaro caught Bryan Danielson on his shoulders. God, he's so strong. Oh! Equalizer. Neutralizer. Trust me, bro. I mean, I've been a fan of the Ducks and Blazers and Mariners. And, I mean, I've seen the Buccaneers. I mean, I've seen the shit show. Oh! Shooting star press off the top to the outside. Sammy. Oh, caught. Oh, big uppercut. 2.
Guts, desire, on this long and winding road. Lamar showing me and millions at home a lot of heart tonight. Oh, wait, Sammy goes behind, and now the roll up, and he feet on the ropes.
Ooh.
Sammy doesn't care if he has a cheap player. I don't blame him.
Giant swing. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh. Jericho. Still champ. Yeah. Baker versus Lamar. Yeah. Well, you never know. It's the NFL. Most likely it's going to be ugly, but you never know. All right, Jericho wins. That's crazy. Team hasn't been very good, but you've been scraping by, getting these wins, but like not scoring a lot of points, but the defense has been good. Yeah, that's crazy. But then if you go to the Big Ten championship against like Ohio State, you're going to lose by 40 or 30. Like how many points is Iowa going to put up against Ohio State? 10? I mean, it's going to probably be pretty tough, right? It's like no chance to win the game, but at least getting to the Big Ten championship is better than not getting to it, based on how the season went. Targeting play for the Trojans. Player not disqualified. All right, Dr. Britt Baker. Saraya, a.k.a. Paige, is next.
The emotions I feel right now is hard to really narrow down just one, because I never thought after 5 years I would be stepping back in the ring again.
Yeah, 5 years. It's a long time.
Am I cleared? Am I not cleared? Am I going to wrestle? Unfortunately, for Britt,
Oh, boy.
I'm 100% cleared.
I think that Saraya is experiencing probably all of the emotions. Obviously, the emotions on the surface of finally being back in the ring.
You're cleared. What does that even mean? Do you know how to do it? Do you still know how to do this?
There's no question Britt has disrespected Saraya. Britt disrespects everyone.
It's going to be you versus me at Full Gear.
I think Saraya absolutely has to win this match. If you can't show up and call somebody out and have the legacy behind it, somebody like Saraya does not want to go to the W.
I want people to be inspired by it. From a girl that literally went through absolute hell, being told I couldn't wrestle again, ever, to then 5 years later coming back and being able to do the thing that she got caught up in life.
All right, next match.
It's such a wonderful story. Like, never give up.
This is the only female match that I was really looking forward to. It will be interesting to see how she wrestles. First time in 5 years. How many matches? I think 10. Her brother's there, Zach. No, Acclaimed and Swerve have not had their match yet. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Yeah, they just need more females to come over from WWE to have it build up a little bit. Dr. Britt Baker's a grinder too. Anyone that does school for like 5 to 10 years, to be a dentist and is doing wrestling also. I mean, that's a fucking inspiration. That's a grinder right there. Never knew how to talk on the mic. Obviously Adam Cole Bay, definitely helped with that. But to be able to be a good talker and to be a good wrestler, that's tough. Not many people are good in the ring and on the mic. Yep. Oh yeah, Walker was awesome. And he still is. Wonder if these girls are going to get bloody.
Tonight, she wants to prove that she can beat Saraya. One-on-one, Jamie Hayter, of course, still with that AEW Interwomen's World Championship match to focus on later tonight.
This is so crazy to see her in the ring. It's been 5 years. It's wild. Hopefully she doesn't have any complications where, she gets injured and then she's like retired forever. But I mean, if you're cleared, 5 years is a long time. So. Yeah, and that's one thing also too, that in the female division, no one can talk on the mic except for Dr. Britt Baker. She's really the only good one that's on the microphone. Everyone else is average or below average. And you got to be able to talk shit on the mic. Everyone can wrestle, but can you talk on the mic? And obviously, Saraya will probably fake injuries here. Obviously, her first match back in 5 years. Too bad this isn't for like the belt. Tony Storm with the belt. What's the point? Riho, Tony Storm, all these people that aren't Dr. Britt Baker. I know you can't just put the belt on one person, but I mean, they don't really have anyone that's like belt worthy on the roster besides Dr. Britt Baker, in my opinion. So, yeah, but she's not very good on the mic, though. She is a decent wrestler, though, Hater. You know what I mean? But as far as like face of the company, like, this is, the face of AEW Women's, there's no one that's worthy enough except for Dr. Britt Baker. We'll see if Paige, aka Saraya, can stay healthy and what she looks like. But, I just want to be able to have like Charlotte Flair or like Sasha Banks, like someone of that talent to come over. So yeah, I'll be watching the Husky game here in a little bit. How many matches have we seen so far? I'm trying to think about how many matches we have left. Is this pay-per-view going to end at 8 or 8:30? Right, but what about on the mic though? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Microphone skills, that's what separates the elite. Not only on YouTube or on Twitch, in wrestling, you have to be good on the mic. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that stream, but how many people are really good on the microphone? You know what I mean? Like it's a very few that are really, really good at what they do. Just like The Rock and Stone Cold, there hasn't been others since them because, they are some of the best that we've ever seen. It's about the creativity, enunciation, pronunciation. You know what I mean? Like, Hayter's a good wrestler. Statlander's pretty good. But as far as mic skills are concerned, everyone else is at like a 5, and Britt is at like a 9. Like, no one else can do it. So, and it's not just talking shit. It's being able to cut a promo and to be able to be authentic and not have it like seem forced. And a lot of people, when they wrestle and they do promos, it just seems so fake and forced, and it's not really them. So. Yeah, keep me posted.
This is her house now. That Britt, the doctor services are no longer needed. What would it mean for Britt to put away Saraya in short order here tonight? Well, it mean a lot as far as these two are concerned. I don't agree with this. It's my house. It's his house. Not another cliche to wear out. Well, I think it's more of a kind of ego thing, and that's what they kind of bothered on. But she's got that glove on right now, and it's Calvin. You know what that means? It could be the lockjaw on Saraya. I think Saraya knew it was coming too. She tried to fire in some shots to the midsection, but Britt Baker just hammering Saraya with those elbow strikes.
All right, I gotta close some windows down. All right, there we go.
Back to the neck.
21-17 Bruins.
Dr. Britt Baker has been completely active, just about forever. Since this company started here at AEW.
Yeah, like if this was for the belt, it would have more excitement attached to it. Because, I mean, does anybody give a shit that Tony Storm has got the belt? Fuck no. No one gives a shit. I'm just, I'm not trying to be a hater, but it's just no one cares. No one cares about that. Like, you have to have that proper female to be the face of the company.
Now what? She got some life in her here. Saraya jumping across body to the floor. And you know what? Remember, Taz, that Britt Baker, she had that broken nose that required surgery. Yes. And Saraya probably knows that, thinking that's why she drove her face first on the apron. You don't have the success. Hold on a second.
All right, Saraya with the pin. 2. Yeah, Colorado sucks, so you'll be able to win that easily. I mean, you guys already played your big bowl game against Oregon and got the dub, and it was Michael Penix Jr. breakout party throughout the whole year. So it's nice to get him on the map so everyone knows who he is now. All right, what happened? Did USC get an interception here right before half? I think USC just picked off a football here. All right. Yep, same kind of interception that UCLA did to Caleb Williams, USC did to Dorian. Same type of thing. Trying to thread the needle, but then a linebacker was cheating underneath. So good rivalry game. Bruins and Trojans, they don't like each other. 21-17 Bruins. USC driving, 6 seconds left. See if they can get a cheap field goal here.
I see the makings of an amazing rivalry here. Maybe one of the biggest rivalries in this division ever. Britt Baker just launched Saraya face first.
Now, of course, it's going to be a rivalry because the women's division doesn't have anybody else. Unless we get like Sasha Banks or Naomi or Charlotte Flair to come over. Charlotte Flair and Britt Baker would be good. Sasha Banks and Britt Baker would be good. That would be a pay-per-view worthy one-on-one. Dr. Britt Baker with the submission. 49-yard field goal by the Trojans. Kick is up, and it's good. Or did he miss it? Oh, I think he missed it. Oh, or they called timeout. They're so lucky. What the hell? Trojans kicked it, but Bruins called the timeout. Wow. USC's kicker's got a big leg, too, for a lefty. They got a good placeholder, too. Oh, he was short. Why did you even call timeout, Chip? To freeze him? He missed it anyways. Sure, just let it ride. Caitlin in the building. How are you? 49-yard attempt. Kick is up. And it's good. 21-20 Bruins. Halftime. Good game. And like I said, I'll end this stream here in probably 25 minutes, and that'll give me enough time to prep before the Duck game comes on, and we'll continue to keep watching this as I do the Duck game. Ducks start at 7:30, so I just need a couple minutes to prep, so.
I think you might be right about that. It's got but now you see the sense of urgency. Whoa. Good night, Britt Baker. Saraya covers. No. Man, that took a lot of guts for the doctor. That was an emergency call, house call, if you will. And that was super close. What a hard landing for the doctor, Britt Baker.
Let me look at the matches so far and see what we have left. All right, so we saw Sting, Darby Allin, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett. No one cares about that match. Then you got Samoa Joe, Wardlow, and Powerhouse Hobbs. That should be decent. The Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory should be good. And then you got Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter. I don't think anyone cares about that. And then we got Moxley and MJF. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway through the pay-per-view. So...
Brett turns it around. Hammers Saraya down the lockjaw. Could be in the future of Saraya. With a confidence on the face of Britt Baker. This guy is on the counter. On the roll up two. No. Crucifix roll up.
I remember when I was watching Dr. Britt Baker early in, AEW when she was doing her finishing move and she reached into the mouth of like Riho or whatever, like ripped her teeth out. You know what I mean? Blood's coming out. It's like, damn, you got to be crazy. Reaching inside and trying to do the submission, but like actually reaching too hard and ripping a fucking tooth out or making someone's mouth bleed. Like, damn.
For Saraya, and I give her a lot of credit just to be this deep in a match, being with this layoff for 5 years over a broken neck. Very impressive by her, no matter who was this man. But you know the sense of urgency for Saraya is prominent. She knows she needs to finish this damn thing much sooner than later. As I said earlier, the deeper this goes, the more advantage it is for Britt Baker.
I wonder if WWE knew that she was going to be cleared or just figured that she never was going to be cleared. So, oh yeah. And, like I said, if we win against Utah and beat Oregon State, then we're going to be in the Pac-12 championship game, I believe. So, but that's a big what if. I mean, like I said, we got 5 or 6 teams that are all with like 1 loss or 2 losses. So, how you doing, Caitlin? What's good?
They can air raid once again, but instead Saraya rolls through the knee strike, and she ran straight through Britt with that one. 1, 2.
2. Even this matchup, the fans aren't very engaged. You know what I mean? It's like this is the best female matchup that you're gonna get. Crowd isn't really into it. And I'm not saying they don't get into the female matches, because I mean certain female matches will definitely get a pop. But not for a championship. Lack of talent on AEW side with the female. And it's over like that, huh? They let Saraya win the match, huh? she didn't look like too stiff out there. She looked okay, but match was a little slow. But good for her. 5 years, not being able to wrestle. And, especially if you come out here and you're talking shit and then you end up losing. Because obviously with Dr. Britt Baker, he can try to help her get over a little bit. Britt Baker is already over, so. Got a nice hug from her brother. Well, at least I can help the women's division. I don't know what they're going to do next now on the card. Still got a couple crappy matches to get over with, or potential matches that could maybe be crappy. Because like I said, with what's left, the Sting, Darby Allin, Jay Lethal, Jarrett, I don't give a shit about that one. Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter, don't care about that one either. So pretty much it's just going to be the Samoa Joe, Wardlow, Hobbs, the Acclaimed, and Swerve in Our Glory, and then Moxley and MJF. So 3 good matches, 2 boring ones left. Maybe Sting Darby will be decent because Darby will do some crazy moves. But looks like we got Samoa Joe, Wardlow, and Hobbs next.
I want to know how you're feeling after Samoa Joe, your friend, just totally betrayed you, brother. Oh, I'm pissed off. Wow. Samoa Joe. What the hell? Oh, man. Wardlow, week after week, came in here, ran his mouth, and failed to recognize the most dangerous man in the room. And for that mistake, he paid the ultimate price. You have woken the wild animal. You people think you know Wardlow?
You think you know Wardlow?
You think you two bitch-made punks who survive a night in my world?
Joe, Wardlow, we are nothing alike. Chapter 13 of the Book of Hobbs closes as the Monstar Powerhouse Hobbs, as the new TNT champion.
All right, Samoa Joe, Wardlow, and Powerhouse Hobbs is next. And then we'll be getting into the Duck game here just shortly. Duck start in 30 minutes.
I mean, they got 3 boxes going to go at it. One Monstar here.
So I'll probably go for about 10 more minutes, prep for 10 minutes, and then I'll be back around 7:20, 7:25, so that way I can get the proper tag words and everything going. And then we'll do the Ducks in Utah. Yeah, there's a possibility. You just got to keep winning. Yeah, there's quite a few upsets, especially at this time of year. So. Oh, nice. St. Paul Rodeo. I know where that's at. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sounds like fun. I've always wanted to do like a cabin trip with the homies, like in the winter time, Mount Hood or somewhere, where we could just hang out. But it just never came into fruition. So here come Wardlow's coming out. Wardlow. And then we'll be getting into this. Beautiful thumb from my boy Johnny. Don't know what's going to happen, but I hope Bo Nix plays, and I hope we win. But no guarantees. Even against next week against the Beavers in Corvallis, it could get ugly. They have Martinez, this freshman running back. He's ran for 5 straight 100-yard games. If he does it one more time, he ties Steven Jackson. So it shows you, like, this Martinez kid is pretty good. And it's in Corvallis, so anything could happen. I'm not going to take the Beavers, for granted. They're 8-3, so this is the best Beaver team that they've had in a long time. And Jonathan Smith was a part of that team that beat Notre Dame, where they ended up having an 11-1 record. So it's nice to see the Beavers being relevant again. I'm not a hater. Can't root for teams to be bad forever. It's just not a good look. All right, we'll see if this match ends in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And then once this is over, then I'll be able to cut out real quick and get things situated here.
DraftKings Full Gear Main Event Pool. Download the DraftKings app, use code AEW when you sign up, and play free tonight. Well, there it is. Just as I said, I hope he doesn't do. He goes right after.
I didn't have time to get any pictures prepped, so I'll just have to do that kind of on the fly. So, because usually it takes me about an hour and a half to prep everything, and obviously doing this stream took away from that. So.
Saying Powerhouse Hobbs getting right on. They saw the opportunity to watch Wardlow post
the 3 big dudes. The only person that's missing from this match is Lance Archer. I mean, Samoa doesn't really look like he's on steroids, but Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow, they look like they're fucking on steroids like a lot, especially Powerhouse Hobbs.
Is his timing, his sense of timing, and how keenly it's improved. I had breakfast with him today. He was ready. He eats a lot. I've been having breakfast a lot.
Joe. You already know it. P1 Kev.
There are few men that walk this planet that can do it to Wardlow. There's some big boys out here, folks. All 3 of them. The veteran, Samoa Joe, just put his back by that heavy.
All right, let me go check up on Paisley real quick since I want to be a good dog dad. So give me 1 sec.
He knows how to use his explosion so effectively. Absolutely, but Samoa Joe also a very impressive football background. But in this case here, I get what he's saying. Now look at Wardlow. He's in trouble. Just hammering the chest. Watch this. Follow through. Man, that's I love that. It's just straight physicality. Better than me. Joe firing in those chops to the chest of Hobbs, but Hobbs, look at that, taking Samoa Joe over the top. Samoa Joe tried to block it, but Willie Hobbs did not hear of it. What he did was Hobbs went for an exploder. Joe blocked it. He shifted it, kind of to a T-bone suplex. Well done by Hobbs. That wrist and the tape across the eyes as well. That tape can be a bad, frankly. You're right about that. That's true. It really grinds your eye, and that was a version of a crossface. Most people think crossface is a blow. Not always. You grind across the face. Hard body shots by Willie Hobbs.
Samoa Joe, he covered up his face, so Hobbs went to the body. He made Samoa Joe pay for that. Now, Powerhouse Hobbs sending Wardlow into the corner. Wardlow.
Are you kidding me? Wardlow flying.
All right, I'm back.
77 pounds, man. That was impressive. And now Wardlow, he has shifted into another headbutt. I love those headbutts. Man, Wardlow rears back. The lariat drops Hobbs. Boy, this is a phenomenal athlete.
44-0 Notre Dame. That was crazy. All right, so we got Georgia won, Ohio State won, Michigan won barely, TCU won barely. Tennessee is losing. They're out. LSU leads, but they're a pretender. USC might lose. So Bama could be the team that moves up from 8 all the way up to 5. But at some point, and then Michigan will probably lose to Ohio State. So it'll probably be Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, and maybe Bama possibly moving up a few spots. Because some of these other teams are not really contenders. They're pretenders. So.
Vicious Enziguri from Samoa Joe. And now Joe with the boot on the face of Powerhouse.
Oh, damn. Joe.
Those boot scrapes and the run through. Samoa Joe picking that technique up from Shinjiro Otani in 0-1 Pro Wrestling very early in Joe's career. Now using it on Powerhouse Hobbs. And in front of Atomic Brock. Joe hits the ropes, the high book, takes Wardlow down. Joe sits out with the senton, the 300-pound sit-out. Covered, Wardlow able to kick out. You see Powerhouse Hobbs moving very
Okay,
slow.
well, I think we're it's 7:07 right now, so I think I'm just going to go for a couple more minutes, and I want to give myself some time to prep, so at least I can have a few of the photos and get things kind of going, so I'm not doing so much as the game is going on. So we're going to end this stream in just a couple minutes, probably at the 2-minute and 15 mark, and then that'll give me like a good solid 20 minutes to prep. Still, it won't be able to get me to fully prep, but at least it, will give me a chance to prep for this Duck game, and then I'll still be obviously watching to see what happens with Moxley and MJF to see if MJF wins the belt. So it's a couple more minutes here, and then because I got to make sure I have enough time to go through everything, and it does take a few minutes. So. And then we got South Carolina beating Tennessee, and after this game is over, then Oregon comes on. So.
Immediately finds himself just enveloped by Wardlow. TNT championship on the line here. A championship match. He's singing live. Jacked it up. Oh, man. Boom. Breath right there. Watch out, Joe, buddy.
Oh. Wardlow. 2.
I'll tell you that Wardlow deal was far lasting. It's Dunsky, obviously, now. I don't think I would be around long enough to even get a shirt. Right here, those shirts come quick, but I digress. Shop AEW.com, Black Friday.
Yeah, Clemson's pretenders. I think we all know who's good and who's not. So.
Now, I'm surprised that Wardlow's on the outside.
I know Buffalo's crazy. I mean, imagine getting like 6 to 12 feet of snow. I can't even fathom. I mean, I see the videos on Twitter, you know what I mean, from people that I know that live over there, or NFL players that are trying to dig themselves out to go to the airport to make it to Detroit. But yeah, crazy. I wouldn't even know how to. I mean, I guess you got to pray that you have food and good heat and whatnot. So, oh shit. Damn, Hobbs did.
Hobbs has been hot here in 2023, 22. He's 15-3. Nothing to sneeze at. Look at that body. Straps it down. Almost trouble. Might get a TNT champ here. Hobbs thinking spine buster. Spine on the pine. The cover. No, Wardlow able to kick out. All right, Willie, this is where you got to. The rubber meets the road here. Now what do? You got to stay focused. Exactly. Can't lose your cool here. Wardlow has felt the sting of those spine busters from Powerhouse Hobbs over the last.
All right, I need to start prepping for the Duck game, and I'm going to continue to watch this. So I'll be back probably within like 15 minutes. So give me 15 minutes. You'll see the notification for the Ducks and the Utah Utes. I'll still end up doing this particular pay-per-view. We'll still cover this, but this is what we're going to be doing. I got to prep for this real quick. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. If you ordered the pay-per-view, keep watching. It's very good. It's very enjoyable, and I can't wait to see if Mox loses the belt to MJF. That's what we're all waiting for. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys back here in about 10 to 15 minutes. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I'll be back in like 10 to 15 minutes for the Ducks in Utah. Love you, gang.